This is part 2 video going over module 1 topic 1 checkpoint. So part 1, I have already gone through how to solve everything by hand. So in this video, I'm going to focus just on the calculator problems. So number 1 and number 2, you could graph in the calculator and find where they intersect by pulling up the table. Okay, number 3 and number 4, you could use the same way we're going to do with the matrices. I'm not going to show that here. So the first problem I'm going to work is number 5. So number 5 says calculate the solution to the system of equations if it exists by using technologies with matrices. So remember, we have to start by setting up our matrix equation. So our matrix equation for this is going to look like this. So we have 1, -5, 4, and 5. This time we don't have a y variable, so we don't need to worry about the y variable. So our variables this time are just x and y, and it's going to be set equal to 8 and 7. So remember with these, this is a times x equal to b. To solve these, we need a inverse times b. So grab your calculator. Okay, we're going to start with a new document, no to saving. Okay, and we're going to add a calculator screen. So we're going to type in this matrix. So we press the button next to the number 9. We have our matrix. This time we have a 2 by 2 system. So we're going to type this in. So we have 1, 4, and then we have -5, 5. Okay, from here we are going to do the inverse, so to the -1st power. Then we're going to multiply it times matrix B. Matrix B is a 2 by 1. And so I have 8 and I have 7. And so I get 3, -1. So matrix X is equal to 3, -1, which tells me my x variable, my y variable. So we want x is equal to 3, +3. So that leaves me with answer choice B. Okay. Number 6 would be the exact same concept, so I'm going to skip over that. Moving on to the next one. 9 and 10 could both be solved using matrices, but I did show you in the previous video how to do it by hand. So now we're to number 11. Where we're going to set up the matrix equation and we're going to solve using matrices because that's the directions. So first, let's set up our matrix equation. So we have 1 for x, 0 for y, 1 for z. We have 4, -1, 3. We have 0 for x, 3 for y, and a -1 for z. This time we do have 3 variables, so we have x, y, and z. And it's going to be set equal to -5, -12, and -8. So there is our setup. Remember, to solve this, we want A inverse times B. So here we go. We're going to do A inverse times B on the calculator. So this time we do have a 3 by 3, so I'm going to type it in. Okay, I'm going to do to the -1st power times matrix B. Matrix B is a 3 by 1 matrix. So I have -5, -12, and -8. Press enter. So there is my x, my y, and my z. So I have -1 for x, -4 for y, and -4 for z. Again, when you do these, make sure that you're typing in everything correctly because one number does throw everything off. So I'm going to double check. So I had 1, 0, 1, 4, -1, 3, 0, 3, -1, and then -5, -12, -8. And then that would be our answer. So number 12 would be the exact same concept as this. Okay. Looking at the next one, so number 13 can be solved using this method. I'm not going to write down the matrix equation, but I do want to show you it can be done as well. So we would have a 3 by 3 times a 1 by 3. So we would just type in 4, 3, 6, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. We would find the inverse, and then we have a 3 by 1 matrix, which would be all of the prices. And then notice that we're getting the same values that we got as our final answer here, where our X, which was our peanut butter, was $1.29. Our Y, which was the bacon, was $1.79, and our Z, which was the cheese treats, which were 89 cents. Okay, so that would be the same if you wanted to do that. 17 and 18, there's no way to use a calculator to help you. And then 19 and 20 are just like number 1. So you can graph these on the calculator and find where they intersect. So I will show you on this one. So you will need to start with a new document, no to saving. You want to add a graph this time. So if you want to graph this, you would type in just 3x minus 4. That graphs the first one. Then you hit the down arrow to graph the second one. So that would be x squared minus 8. And so something with these is that it may not show the full graph because of the scale on it. If you see, my y's only go up to 6.67 and negative, so we can adjust those by looking at the window. And I can fix those based on my answer choices. A -10 to a +10 should be fine for my y's. Okay, and now I can see everything. So you have two options. Option 1, you do Control-T, and you look for when the X and the Y's are the same. Now it's going to be a little difficult to see that. So if you hit Control-T, that goes away. You can also go to Menu, number 6, which is Analyze Graph. You can go down to number 4, which says Intersection, and then you can take this top cursor part and you can hit it to the left and then drag it until you see the word intersection, and then it tells you what that point of intersection is. So that tells me that I have a point of intersection at -1, -7, which was one of our answer choices. And then you repeat that process. Menu, go down to number 6, or you can press number 6 and then down to number 4. And you go to the left of this intersection, to the right of it. The word intersection will pop up once it finds it. And this one is a little hard to see because of those equations. Okay, so you can click on it to kind of make it a little bit more bold. See if it lets me click on the whole thing. There it goes. So you can see that that is 4, 8, which was our other point of intersection. So you do have that option as well, or just solving by hand. I do find that to be easier than having to remember the calculator steps. So that is it for the calculator part of this. So if you have any questions, please make sure you ask before your test.